Welcome back to the Tydirium Hangar. This is Mike, and I'm coming at you with the weekly news and review for April 2nd, 2023. Of course, we've got Transformers news for Masterpiece, Legends, and the mainline Hasbro stuff. We also have some G.I. Joe news, little bits here and there. There's Masters Universe stuff going on and pictures of things, not really much new, pictures of what we know, but it's good to look at them. And then we also have some Dungeons and Dragons. Hasbro did theirs. There's some pre-orders up. There's some new things coming, whether you like it or not. And yes, there is some Star Wars and a few other things to talk about coming up. Alright, so starting out with what's new as Show Z, or on sale actually, the New Age H48G Pocahontas RC. I think of this one as the medic. The green always seems to be the medic, but I might be wrong on that one. It is $55.79 right now. Also up for pre-orders, the Magic Square MS02EX Light of Peace Optimus Prime 2023 edition version. This is a Masterpiece 2.0. And I did take a look at this figure, but of course I took a look at the first version, and I did have a broken smokestack, and I asked about that, and I asked why the listing changed. So at Show Z, if you try to order the first one, that listing's gone. This is the only one left. So a little confused about that. Basically, they're not going to make the first one anymore. They're only going to make this improved edition. This is $135 at Show Z right now. Now, it's going to come with everything that the first one came with, except it's going to have die-cast joints, metallic paint, including the blaster being metallic painted, and an extra head and an extra backpack. So like 15 or 20 bucks more than the first run, but this one should be a whole lot better. So I got this one pre-ordered also. Alright, so in my digging, Show Z actually has the Takara Tomy Masterpiece Cliff Jumper up for pre-order, so I'm not sure what's going on with it. There is no release date, which is strange because almost always Takara puts out a release date if it's up for pre-order, so I don't really know what's going on with that, but it's showing as a pre-order, so might want to pre-order this unless you're really satisfied with that Fans Toys. Most people are. Okay, getting into Masterpiece news, sticking with the Magic Square Optimus Primes, they are recoloring it into these three colors. So we have the first one on the left, which is the one I have. That's not the EX version. Then they've got the white version, and then they've got this other recolored one, and they call that the Dark Lord on the right. So pretty cool, all the recolors, all that kind of stuff of this new mold coming out right now if you're interested in this stuff. And I'm not sure all the pre-orders are up just yet, but they should be coming soon. Star Toys is putting out pictures of this is going to be their Blitzwing, and it looks pretty good as a figure. This looks pretty much done, but I'm shocked to see that there's some sort of a base mode that they can make out of it. I don't know if it was intended or if it just was a happy accident. But I guarantee you, when I do my review, I will not stop at this on the way. I'm just gonna go from A to B to C and then done. Not this D, I guess. This would be the next step on their triple changer, or quadruple changer. But it's cool that they can do it and all of this kind of stuff. And so with that, it looks really good, actually. If this is, I don't know if it's a production model or if it's still a prototype, but I would imagine production model. I imagine that thing's coming pretty soon, here by the end of the month. We've got updates to this roller project. It says Mod Fans Roller, so I don't know what Mod Fans is. I guess I can try to do some digging to look up, but it's a transforming roller, which I kind of think is cool. It's like something that we don't have yet. Some people like it, some people don't. Well, you know, if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it, but here it is, hauling the trailer, and I should probably know, is this I believe this one is MP44? I think it's hauling the MP44, but anyway, moving on to what the bot looks like, and in bot mode, there he is. So it is kind of cool to have a transforming roller if that's something that you want or you need or it fulfills your collection. It's going to be coming soon, hopefully. I have to be fully honest, I don't keep up with Planet X, and I looked and I don't see this as a pre-order, so I don't know if this is brand new or something really old, but anyway, it's called the PXC03B Nemesis Black version. So it's a repaint of something they've already made before, and not only that, but it turns into a couple things. Here is the jet mode that it has going on. So that's kind of cool that it turns into a jet and all of that good stuff. And I like the colors. I do like the purple. I like the gold. I like the black. I like everything about it. Color-wise, I like the colors. And then it turns into this And so this is the other alt mode. So anyway, if you're interested in this, I'm sure it'll be up for pre-order soon, or it's really, really old. So we've got what they say are the first color test shots of the Fans Hobby Destroyer, and it is their MB23, and it looks pretty good. I thought we've seen this before. I guess we just saw grayscale in the past, but it does look pretty good, coming along quite nicely. Quite a great looking figure overall. And this is what it looks next to its buddy. I think they pair up when they combine and transform and all that kind of stuff. So looking pretty good. Project moving along. Fans Hobby. Okay, so we've got some pictures of the KFC version of Steeljaw and Ramhorn version 2.0. And it's funny, some people calling them X-Transbots. I guess it's all the same thing. It doesn't really matter, but they look pretty good. They are the smaller ones. They're not going to be bigger like the MMC and all that kind of stuff. And they look like a much more premium figure than we got last time. Here they are in their alt mode. I'm sure they're trying to beat Fans Toys out to market, which is an X-Transbots thing that they do. If the first can win, or the best wins, either way. But they are better than what they put out before. And lucky for me, what they put out before I got for like really cheap. But it's going to be fun to kind of compare them, and fun to see how much better these are like 7 years later. So pretty nice looking set. I think they're all going to be sold separately either, but it's pretty cool. $35 each, I believe, something around that price point. Okay, I have to admit, there's a lot more Legends news this week than Masterpiece news, so we're going to get into that. And this is the Siang Culture C001 Vladivostok Metroplex. Anyway, there's more pictures, and they're actual pictures of the test copy too, but this is the base mode. Here is the bot mode. These are the digital renders, more digital renders that they didn't show in the past. And this is one that they actually came out actually showing the figure right away, which I thought was pretty cool. But take a quick look at each one of these modes, and then here is the secondary alt mode that it could go into, battle station kind of mode and all that kind of stuff, and just like we had with the G1 toy. But now we've got another picture of the prototype, and there it is. So pretty cool that they're moving along with this. It's pretty exciting. I'm not sure what the price is going to be just yet, but they are up for pre-order at Show Z and maybe other places too. So this showing all the different colors of the printing that they did and all that kind of stuff, or this is probably the actual test shot. So it's probably actually production, not even a 3D print, but production. So moving along quite quickly, which should be pretty nice. And here's how it scales with everything else. So that's New Age and Magic Square and stuff. So showing the scale and how big it is, it's going to be a pretty big bot. So big bot, and for a Legends scale bot. But then again, it's still going to be way bigger than even the G1, and but nowhere near as tall as what we got with like Titans or any of those kinds of things. I find this really, really fascinating and quite exciting. This is MPH Studio making a Legends scale Warpath, and it looks pretty good. Of course, it seems like it's hard to get rid of that kibble on the back of the arm. Just what are you going to do with all that tread? It's easy on the foot, it looks good, but on the back of the arm, aside from that, I mean, I'm not really complaining about anything on it other than that kibble on. If the kibble connects to the back of the shoulder, but the forearm can move, that'll be pretty good. I'll be really stoked about that. Either way, I don't think I have a Legends Warpath in my collection. I don't know if one's been made yet, but I came really late to the Legends game, so I may have missed a lot of stuff along the way. I kind of ignored a lot of Legends in the beginning, in the early days, but here it is in the alt mode, and I'm just kind of, these all still look like renders, like digital type of renders. They don't, nothing looks like it's an actual product just yet, but the bottom right looks like it could almost be a product, but there's things about it that look like a render. Still excited for this MPH Studio. Everybody seems to be excited about the New Age Michael, and those who skip the Panku toys to jump on this one, or those who got the Panku and want this one too for whatever reason. I want to say that this one has a bit of a smoother look to it and looks more of like a smooth G1, more like a cartoon, because it's less line work on it. And I'm hearing from people that got it in hand that it's not as much paint as they're used to from New Age, just because it's such a big figure. So I don't know about all that. I don't have it in hand yet, but that's what I'm hearing, which it's not a bad thing. It's just not up to the level of massive paint head to toe. Here it is in the alt mode, looking pretty good, and I also hear it's pretty satisfying that you put batteries in this thing and it rolls around, but it uses a special battery, so you're gonna have to get that from Amazon or something along those lines. Why can't they just use like a AA or AAA? It's always got to be some special crazy battery. So I got this picture from New Age, which I really don't, not New Age, Magic Square prototypes, and so it's kind of cool seeing all the prototypes. The truth here is that I literally have every one of these on my shelf, I believe, except for Brawl. So this is kind of a weird picture to be putting out, but I guess it's to promote Brawl. And of course it looks fantastic, like all the Magic Square designs look. No paint at all, really, except on the face. It's got painted face and everything else is just dyed plastic, but it looks fantastic. It's going to look good in all modes. Here's the alt mode. It goes to looking like a tank, and that's getting the job done. And looking like a tank's only step one, because it really has one main job to do and be a leg. Yep, there it is, being a leg. So that's a tank connected to a foot, and it's the leg. So that's pretty good. I think it's going to be a great set overall. Looking forward to, I don't know if I'm picking it up or not, but it's still a pretty cool set. Iron Factory has a repaint of the Galvatron into a toy deco, and that looks pretty cool if you're in on the designs and all that kind of stuff. I mean, all around, that's just a cool looking design, cool looking figure, and that's what it looks like. Now, when it gets to the alt mode, it's a bit of a breakdown. To me, it doesn't look the greatest in the alt mode, but hey, it's stylized, so they can do whatever they want, and that's how it goes. Go Better's making a replacement backpack for this is for the New Age, and it is so that you get more of a G1 accurate look for it. So if you want to pick that figure up and then get the Go Better kit and get rid of the backpack and make it look more like it did in the cartoon, then you can do so. And I guess this is what the back's going to look like of your Nightbird if you get this kit on there. Massive improvement. I think it looks good. I'm actually surprised New Age didn't just engineer this in themselves. I'm shocked. Because New Age does a lot of remolding and redesigning, and their stuff makes a lot of sense. But it still has to transform. This really won't properly transform once you put the kit on. That's my belief. And we have a Legends scale Metagate here, and this is what it looks like. So this is sort of a Bumblebee movie design. Legends scale Optimus Prime, and yeah, this isn't a reveal. This is more of just updates to what we've seen in the past, and to show size and scale. And it's kind of short, little on the short side. Are you a little short for a Stormtrooper? And more pictures of Magic Square's G2 Constructicon Devastator in the yellowish orangish. It's not super bright yellow and it's not super orange. It's sort of in the middle, but it looks pretty good. And well, I thought their original one looked pretty good also, but not a bad looking set overall. And of course, they don't just combine, they are bot modes also. And so in the bot mode, that's how they look. Nice team going on right there. I mean, we've been here, done that in the green, but it's always fun to see them in a different color. And this is, again, same thing that New Age did, but you could get one for the green, like a Magic Square green and a New Age yellow, or a New Age green and a Magic Square yellow, and have them in different colors. Well, that'd be kind of fun. So, going to Hasbro mainline stuff, what's going on this week? This Transformer Shattered Glass Grimlock, which could almost be like a Masterpiece stand-in in a way. It could almost be like your shelf on your Dino shelf, and just instead of going, grand on Masterpiece ones, you could do this for a couple $100. Wait, the original release of this is pushing $200 right now. Literally, if you go on eBay to try to get one, or Amazon, or any places with a sold out one, $55 to get the Shattered Glass version. I don't think it's a bad deal, really. So, I mean, it's one of those things. I went ahead and pre-ordered one. I haven't really been on the Shattered Glass, but this looks really good. I like Grimlock, and since you probably won't be able to see without opening it, I'll probably open this one. And he looks good in both modes. So, yeah, pretty much, I think they're doing a fantastic job with this line. You got to understand, $50 price point, $55 now. It's $55, sorry, $55 price point. And what they're doing with this is fantastic, phenomenal. It almost has a kind of a feel of Trypticon, I think that was my first response when I first saw this coloration, but with these new pictures, it looks just a little bit different. And oddly enough, here's the packaging, and you can actually see the figure. So it's got like a opening in it, which that has a whole other set of issues to go along with it. But you can see the figure. So there it is, Shattered Glass, Grimlock, and I believe it's a Pulse exclusive. Okay, so we've got some more pictures of this VNR Optimus Prime, and this is going to be some sort of an exclusive. So not 100% sure about price and availability and all that kind of stuff, but we're probably going to find out about that in an April 4th live stream, which we're going to talk about here in just a second. But this does look pretty interesting, and again, it's a whole new mold, but redeco of the holiday mold, which was new, which a lot of people are trying to guess what the holiday mold was. Well, the holiday mold is this, and in the redeco was the holiday turning into this, I guess. But we'll find out more on the live stream about it. Let's go ahead and see what the alt mode looks like. And here it is in the alt mode, and that's what it looks like. So trailer side by side looks a lot like, if not exactly like, the Earthrise trailers. So those of you out there trying to get a trailer for your Optimus Prime, if you might have a different iteration of Optimus Prime, maybe a Siege one. I don't know if that trailer would work with your Siege, but anyhow, that's how it looks. Pretty cool. More information to come. So we have what appears to be in-hand images of the BWVS-01 Eternal Beast Showdown 2-pack. This is Takara's Kingdom Optimus Primal and Megatron. First thing I want to say is it looks like there's more paint apps on that Megatron, which I will point out that Takara, when Takara releases something, it usually does have more paint apps. So that, or at least that was the old standard, but it does look like it's got a bit more, and that's maybe not. Maybe it's exactly the same, but they are supposed to be sort of a premium paint anyway, so and that's what they look like in hand. They don't look that bad. I think they're a pretty good looking set. If you missed out on them the first go round, or you missed out on all of this stuff at clearance, like $17 for the Megatron and $10 for the Optimus, if you missed those deals, then maybe this is for you. Just hopped over to TF Source to see how much it is. It says it's going to arrive in June, and it's low price of $105. So this is the possible look at Rise of the Beast, Voyager Optimus Primal. I really feel like the movie, the Rise of the Beast stuff, is going to be taking over Hasbro and what goes on at Hasbro for a while because of the movie and all that kind of stuff. And they love to support their media and all that. So with it, this is obviously something that's on the way and it's coming, but pretty interesting looking overall. But we're going to be getting a lot of primes. And as one of my friends said, we're getting double the prime or triple the prime in this movie. But anyway, it's going to be kind of fun. Okay, so it looks like we're seeing the Hot Rod movie version of the G1 mold show up at retail, $34. I personally am going to wait for a sale, a clearance on any of these. Although I kind of like what they're doing. I wish I could see the figure inside, but because I would keep it sealed forever, so it's kind of a sad thing there. But I'll wait for a sale on these, but I do think they're pretty cool. So we are finding the Transformers Buzzworthy Bumblebee Rise of the Beast Jungle Mission 3-pack in US, and this was at Plano, Texas. So Plano, Texas is starting to show up at Target. Now it's funny too because it seems like these Buzzworthy Bumblebee ones for Target show up before other stuff, and that's pretty cool that it shows up that fast and all that, and that's good. But they already have that Cybertronian Jazz out. It's been out for like a week or two, so that's pretty exciting too. So curious about how much more stuff they get in and when they get it in, but 3-pack showing up. Okay, so this promotion of the movie for the Rise of the Beast, having these like 20 or 30 foot tall live action actual statues made, pretty cool, pretty interesting. I thought it was cool when they first did it. This is Australia in their tour, and that's interesting that they took them there, and they look good. These are some really good pictures. Some of the earlier pictures were kind of hard to see, and so now they're out in the daylight, so much easier to see these things. And then we've also got, I think, Spain. Here they are in Spain. So kind of fun. It's really cool just to see how big these are. Having a human stand next to them, that's massive, just massive. And makes a lot of sense. They spend a lot of money, but wonder how much it costs to transport this from one place to another. It's probably really expensive. So I want to say that the Transformers fan stream is going to be on April 4th. Probably going to be talking about that Optimus Prime that we saw earlier, and all of that kind of stuff. Is going to be 11 a.m. You can watch it. I probably won't watch it live. I'll probably watch it a little bit later, but I think it's a little bit more fun to watch it while you have the press release pictures in front of you too, so that you can look at the press release pictures, and we're going to see that that's the truth when it came to the last live stream they did that I watched, which was Dungeons & Dragons. Okay, so getting into some other news, Hasbro did a live stream for Dungeons & Dragons. It's all movie-based, or none of it has to do with the retro cartoon stuff that I like the most, but this is called Xanathar, and I guess that's what it's called. And he's got a bunch of stuff coming out. He's huge. He is huge. He is a $50 figure. Comes with some interesting accessories there and all that kind of stuff. But I went ahead and pre-ordered them. I pre-ordered them mostly because I'm trying to get the most out of this premium, and I'm going to see what happens when they cancel my premium. And do I still get the free shipping because I pre-ordered it? Who knows? They also have this Displacer Beast, which is Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves, $40. Hasbro Pulse Premium, well, not just Premium, just Hasbro Pulse exclusive. You can order it from there, and only there. So I'm kind of curious if these, as they're exclusives, are going to sell well at all. I went ahead and pre-ordered them just to be safe, but I have a gut feeling they're going to be in a warehouse sale, and I'm going to be very sad about that I've overpaid for them. But they look cool. They look interesting. The beasts are probably the coolest part of the merchandise coming from this movie. I still have high hopes. I hope it's a good movie. Then they whipped out the repainted owlbear before they officially revealed the regular owlbear. This is the repainted owlbear, but whatever. The original one, the white version, was revealed through other sources, not through them. So it was kind of funny. Like, why are you revealing the repaint before the original one in your live stream? But okay, whatever. Pretty cool, pretty interesting. There's more Dicelings. This one is called Mimic, and it turns into, sort of looks like it turns into some sort of a treasure chest kind of thing. It turns into a ball and a treasure chest. So there it is. This one is also a Displacer Beast like we saw with the $40 one. This one is a Diceling Displacer Beast. Turns into a dice, turns into a die, and turns into this Displacer Beast, which is similar to the other one we saw. The other one's gonna, I think the other one looks better, obviously, because it is trying to do one thing and not a bunch of things. And then we have another owlbear, and this owlbear here is a Diceling also. So it's Wave 2 Dicelings. I think they're all going to be a little bit harder to get than Wave 1. Wave 1 was a bit of a challenge at first, but now real easy. Pretty much walk in and get them all at Walmart or Target or whatever. Most places. And lastly, we got Green Dragons. So this also turns into a dice and turns into a dragon. It's just a recolor. So I think the owlbear and then the Green Dragon, I think they're all just recolors of something they've already put out, which is, I guess, okay. We're used to it by now and shouldn't be shocked or surprised, but they all look pretty good. So NECA Wave 2 of their Ultimates Dungeons & Dragons figures are up for pre-order pretty much everywhere. I pre-ordered mine through BBTS. I look forward to it. And I'm excited for them, but I'm not going to go out of my way to try to get them at crazy places or driving way out of my way to get them or anything. I'll just wait BBTS to get them. Usually other specialty shops and stuff get them about a month or two before BBTS. I don't know how. But anyway, they both look really good. Here is Strongheart looking like Strongheart should. Also, if you're not into D&D but you just want a knight, this would be a great knight. $37.99 at BBTS, but maybe if you catch it somewhere else, it's cheaper. There's supposed to be an MSRP of $35, so maybe Entertainment Earth will have him $35 or something, but I think he looks great. Nice looking knight. Zarak. There we have the Zarak. He looks good. So with this one, I'm actually thinking I like the look of this better than the vintage toy. I like the expression on the face. It just, you feel more of what he's thinking, or he's kind of cunning and sly and all that kind of stuff. And the other one just kind of looks, the vintage one looks like he's kind of a, I don't know, like he's lost his space with that look on that one. But I like the vintage figure, but this is a very good representation of the LGN line. And we're, with this wave, they're over 20% of the way done with making all, or remaking all, of LJN from back in the day. Makes you think they could probably do them all just within a few years. So, talking about something else, I'm not going to talk too much about this, but this is the Ironman Mark 1 Avengers 60th Anniversary figure. I don't really talk about Marvel Legends much, but I thought this was pretty cool, pretty interesting, and it's supposed to be from some sort of a comic and suspense comic, suspense comic, but it does really look a lot like the Mark 1 in the movie, a lot like what we saw the very first time he built his own. Tony Stark could build it in a cave, so that's cool if you're in on it. It's probably going to be super expensive, though. I don't really see the pricing on it just yet, but pretty interesting. It just caught my eye. I figured I'd talk about it. Real quick, I got a few pictures on some updates from Ramen Toy, and I'm excited. I gotta say, when you think about an action figure, you don't think about this many pieces going into it, but this is their Marshall, which is an homage to a Brave Star figure, and he looks fantastic, and this looks like it's coming together. Well, this doesn't look like it's coming together yet. It's going together. So I look forward to seeing this once it's assembled, and all of the pictures and videos and stuff like that they're going to make with it. But pretty exciting overall. I know that I had a lot of fun collecting Brave Star and all of that, and I'm excited for this. I'm excited for their 3-0, which is 30-30 looking figure. I'm also excited for them doing figures that were never released before, if they can get that far, and I hope so. That's why I'm definitely supporting this. Here's some later prototypes, I think final prototypes, of their Machina line. So the Red Gullwing and their Great White. So let's take a quick look at the Great White on a stand. Now, I'm unsure if the stand's going to be included. That's a question I probably should have asked, but that stand is very effective at doing its job and standing these. I do want to point out something about this Great White, and this is something that I just sort of figured out or learned about it, was that you have those fins on the hood pop up on their own, and that's part of it. So all this is automatic stuff, but then you have to do a little bit of parts forming if you want the fins to go all the way over. They're not 100% going to be over that. You'd have to add the piece to it. You don't have to. It's optional. You could either have it the way it was or add these pieces to it to finish the look. Now that, to me, I think it's the best solution. I think they had 3 or 4 different versions, tried it different ways to make it work, and this is the way they made it work, and I think it's fantastic. You can have that look if you want with just putting 2 pieces on it. That's really simple, real easy. Here's Red Gullwing in flight, and I can't wait to take a look at these. They are very highly detailed on the inside, and the mechanisms are re-engineered. They're not the same as, say, a Kenner one. With these newer mechanisms, they are much sturdier and should not have the issues that you have with vintage Kenner stuff. So, really cool looking. Looks fantastic overall. Alright, so what all Joe stuff do we have going on this week? Well, we have this 3-pack Escape, Cobra Escape, revealed from Super 7, and it's going to be $65, available on the Super 7 website. So I don't know if it's going to be available at other places or what, but pretty cool. $65. They're $20 each plus a $5 premium to stick them in one box, I guess. And the thing about Super 7 doing their reaction is not everybody's into them, but they're going to do some deep cuts like this that no one else is ever going to do, especially not Hasbro. But yeah, this is kind of fun. It's kind of fun to just see scenes from an episode that you might have never thought you'd get in reality. Also, we get to see Storm Shadow, and this is the Mezco 1/12. I actually was working on a video, and I wasn't really happy with everything about that, and then this pops up, and this is like right in line with price versus value. This thing's I think $112 or $120, something along those lines. But if you're a super into Storm Shadow and he's your favorite character, then you'll probably want to pony up to have the soft goods and all the accessories and all that kind of stuff that's going to go with them and all that. But pretty cool looking release, and not surprised at all. I'm curious, though, how many of the 300 and some odd characters that were made in the vintage Real American Hero line is Mezco going to do? Looks like we got pictures of that Tiger Force Dusty figure, so it looks like this. This is the packaging. This is it right out of the box, and all of the accessories and stuff. So he opened the baggie of accessories that are in that separate box. And okay, anyhow, here he is next to the other Dusty, the version that was $16 at that warehouse sale just a few weeks ago. and this is pretty much what you expect. I don't see any shocks or surprises, nothing surprising here, and it's exactly what they did back in the day. I don't have a problem with it. It's an exclusive. The only thing I have a problem with is I'm not going to be able to see it unless I rip open that packaging, and I still don't like that to this day. So we got packaged pictures of Moss Man for the Masters Universe here, and I guess it's different than what we've seen with other deluxes, and yet it's still not going to give us the feels of the original vintage style packaging. So there's, it's kind of a best of one world, worst of the other. That's the way it is, but still kind of cool. And over at the Toy Habits, they really analyzed all the artwork, try to figure out what else is coming. And we got a picture of some of these Masterverse figures. We've got better picture. It's not really a great picture, but this is Merman, Grizzlor, New Attorney Faker, and Buzz-Off. I think Faker and Grizzlor look great. I'm not too excited about the Merman at all, really. It just looks like that first Goofy Merman we got with some sort of goofier armor on him. He's not horrible, but not as good as it could be. And then Buzz-Off is sort of okay. Buzz-Off. Not really what I expected for a Buzz-Off, but I think it's all we're going to get. I'm not going to spend $200 on a Classics one, so for $23, I guess I'll settle with this one. But overall, not bad. Not bad overall. And there's pictures of the new Duncan. I guess it's called the deluxe version of Man-at-Arms. And with that, this is more from the Revelation show, and as much as I didn't really like the idea of getting this figure, I'm liking it a lot more. I don't know why. I'm liking this figure. I did not like the way they did the whole character, but looking at him, he looks pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. It's a nice one-off kind of deal to have in your collection. Which, by the way, I would say that first Man-at-Arms that they made is better than Classics. We got week 5, okay, of the NECA Hall Fun, which you've got these toony, terror-looking kind of Alfs, which I saw week 1. They're nothing new, but I went ahead and finally picked them up, which is kind of strange I picked them up. And then Phantom Casey Jones and Grandpa Munster. So, cool stuff. If you're into this stuff, look for it. I don't know if I ever saw the Grandpa Munster or the Phantom Casey Jones. I don't know if I saw them before, so I'm not sure if those actually were held back like they should have been, or I just didn't notice them. And an April Fool's joke was put up for, I don't know who did this, but it would be cool to see what Todd McFarlane would do with the Hall of Justice, but I would believe it would look a lot like the cartoon, a lot like this, and the more I think about it, the more I realize this is something that's pretty much needed. We need a Hall of Justice. We need it from Todd McFarlane, and include that amazing looking Batman with it. That would be fantastic. And do it all for like a low price, like $50. $30 for the playset and with diorama, and then $20 for the figure. Getting into some Star Wars news, there's some ratings on The Mandalorian, and sounds to me like it is lower rated than the other premieres of the other shows. I'm enjoying it. It's great, but I don't think it's so much about the content as it is just people tired of Star Wars. I really think. And, 1985 was the end of Star Wars, the first go-around for a reason. We haven't had a break since 1995, and maybe we need a break from Star Wars for a few years to whet people's appetite. But anyway, I'm still watching it and enjoying it. Okay, so you get a 5-pack of Tusken Raider Vintage Collection. So $55. That's like $11. Well, 11 and some change each. So with that, wait, that's not right. There's only 4 in this set. That's $13.75 each, and they're not individually packaged, and they're just going to be crammed in a box. I thought there were 5 for some reason, but anyway. So you're going to be getting this 4 figures and 5 entertainment-inspired staff accessories. Okay, so you get an extra accessory. So that's more expensive than if it was just packaged separately. So I don't know why I thought it was 5. That's crazy. Anyhow, if you're interested in this, you can go after it. If you're one of the 5 people that asked for this, there's this Black Series Pike Soldier. If you're interested in it, then $25, available in spring 2024. And it's just nothing that they're announcing makes me want to buy anything. So I'm just seeing it and I'm like, why? And like, okay, so maybe somebody will buy it. Really sad state of affairs. What's going on with Star Wars? I'm sure someone's going to like this, but it's the masses are not. So it's not going to sell well. So what do you think about this week's weekly news and review? What other cool stuff is out there that I didn't talk about? I'd like to know in the comments below. And what did you like from this news? Titanium Hanger out.